Hello guys, how we doing? Welcome back to the Three Hammers, the day after. So yeah, this is a quick review. You never know, whenever I say quick review, it ends up going on for 45 minutes or an hour, depending on where the chat takes us. But yeah, this is all the gear, no idea. LiVARpool 2, West Ham 1. First off, really good performance from us. I thought we was really well organised. I thought we was able to nullify their front three really well. A goal come from Fornals, who I thought worked really hard, but was universal with loads of West Ham fans. I thought Fornals was very wasteful initially, and there was loads of times where if the pass was that little bit harder and that little bit softer, people like Bowen may have got their chance. Morning, Tommy. But we did take the lead. And we was good for the lead. We was offering a counter-attacking threat. Listen, the only chance of merit for them in that first half was the Jordan Henderson shot from the edge, which I thought did go in actually. And if you're reducing teams like Liverpool to shots at the edge of the box, you're doing a good job. Obviously, then the controversy comes with their penalty. Again, not a penalty for me. It wasn't. He was waiting to be touched and was always going to go over whenever that touch came. And it's just unfortunate, to concede in that way. And listen, I'm a big fan of Salah and Mane and people like that. But it frustrates me when players of that skill and that ability level have to resort to diving, to get a goal and get a result the way they want it to go. Maybe that's the sign of the top players, that they've got that nasty streak, that no remorse to go and do something like that, to go and look for a chance to when they feel the shoulder go, they're gonna go over for a penalty. Bit like, again, I could say it with Mark Noble's very clever player. He feels the touch on the shoulder and he wins so many free kicks that way. He's very clever. And maybe that was just the case yesterday. Penalty was always going to go in straight down the middle from Salah, and it was 1-1 at half time, which was really disappointing. Lord Bacon says jammy goal, and Tommy says contact does not equal penalty. Salah was not brought down in the box by Masuaku. I agree, mate. I totally agree. Second half starts. Again, sort of was in the game. We had little half chances here and there. Liverpool definitely did look better in the second half. And then, the key substitution was obviously hot air. Come on, as JP likes me to pronounce. Good morning, JP. I'll put your comment up in 2 seconds. Hotter come on, and he was creating a bit of creating space, and he was just giving us a little bit more to think about. And Shaqiri, obviously, again, was creating a bit of movement with the ball, with keeping the ball moving for them. Fornals did have a good chance in the second half where he sort of it caught him, and if he would have caught it a bit cleaner, potentially we would have had a chance there. We had a chance right at the end when it was already 2-1. Before their goal, though, obviously they had a goal ruled out because of a challenge from Mane on Fabianski. I texted my Liverpool mate at the time and was saying the referee's looking for every chance to give this goal. Luckily, they didn't, and they did disallow it. And it went for us. And I thought, okay, maybe we're going to hold on here, and a point would be a fantastic point up there. And then, Yarmolenko dilly-dallying in the midfield, got caught in possession. There was some good play. It was a good goal from Hot Shot. Let's not get anything away from it. He made a fantastic run and a nice little finish. Maybe you can point fingers at people not going with their runners and stuff like that, but it was a good goal. Harsh for us. I thought we deserved a point on the performance overall. But, it's a shame. It really is. But I'm going to spend some of today's show going through our start to the season, and in reflection, I think we've had a fantastic start to the season. Good morning all. Sune did say it was a dive. Well, there you go, mate. I'm in shock. And Shearer said it was dive. It was a dive, mate. And like I say, sorry to repeat myself, but players of that ability, it always frustrates me. That's why someone like Neymar, Neymar's got all the tricks in the book. but he's such a diver, and I can't. It's so frustrating. You've got the ability to, someone like Salah, you've got the ability to take it down, twist it around 7 players, and put it in the top corner. But it's still, you insist on diving to get that penalty, which again is so frustrating. Don't don't rope me into that. It was fun having you on the watch along. Next time we need to talk more about it. Yeah, you know what it was? It was just like 2 geezers in the pub just having a chat, weren't it? And yeah, we forgot to have a little commentary on the game. Maybe you can be like the Clive Tilsey character, and I'll be what they call like the expert sort of one. Whereas like I'll be the analysis guy, and you can be the one doing all the Clive Tilsey stuff. We'll definitely do another one. Can't believe Fonales didn't put it to Bowen. I know, mate. I know. It has been a fantastic start to the season. Yeah, so the Liverpool game, the only other thing, obviously, Lanzini and Benrahma did come on. Didn't really get to see much of them. And I've seen a few reviews of the game now, and I agree, Moyes was a bit stuck in the middle there, where at 1-1 till the 85th minute, if they bring him on and a goal goes in, you'd say he's going for it too much and we should have respected the point. Brought him on when he did it, and maybe it was too late. But yeah, but Haller for me, what do you guys make of Haller? Again, not enough for me. And I did say I wouldn't judge him on this Liverpool game because Liverpool, are one of the best teams in the world. But still, for someone who's not been in the team for a long time to not be, there's a bit more physical and a bit more presence about him. Trevor Sinclair put it on Twitter, actually. Antonio starts that game yesterday, and we probably would have won. Purely just because of the physicalness and just the presence and the movement. Way more points than any of us expected. Yeah, I'm going to put the fixtures up in a minute and look back on it. You'll be more Andy Townsend. Yeah, I'll get my tactics truck out. Do you remember that when Andy Townsend, when ITV had the rights to Premier League, there used to be a thing where Andy Townsend got his tactics truck out. Arthur was naive, gave Salah the opportunity to go down. He's always going to go down. It's top 6 pen. If Haller went down in the same situation, we don't get that. VAR won't turn it around because contact. Yeah, I totally agree, Kent, mate. 100% agree. What do you guys think of Haller? So fill the chat up with Haller for me. Should have brought on Benrahma and Lanzini on with 20 minutes to go. Would have given us a better chance of counter-attack. Yeah, potentially, mate. Potentially, but we were in the game. I think that's what it is. I think at the time we was in the game, Liverpool were on top, and maybe Moyes was a little bit, like I say, stuck in the rabbit in the headlights there, didn't know what to do, and was a bit like, do I go for it? We're defending quite well, and in the end it was quite a, just a bit of classy goal, and unfortunate again that Yarmolenko got caught in the middle with a ball. Wasn't the right formation or tactics. Things should have been changed to suit his style. 4-3-3 would have been perfect. I do remember that. Just bear with me, guys, for 2 seconds. Just 2 seconds. Internet's just going. Oh, hello, guys. Sorry there. The internet just went a little bit wobbly there. I do apologise. Yeah, so, like I say, disappointing. We go into the Fulham game now. I won't talk too much about the Fulham game, but JP said it when he was on with me the other day. Lee said it from the Three Hammers, the elusive Lee, who we never see. Season starts next week, really. We've had a brilliant start, and I will put the fixtures up and the results up in a minute, but was a great start. But if we do a typical West Ham next week against Fulham and don't turn up, don't have that intensity level. Listen, we play like we did last night against Fulham. We turn them over. No disrespect to them, but we do. Sheffield United seem a little bit all over the place at the minute, and again, it's a team we've got to be looking to go at. I think after that, it's Aston Villa again. I'll put the fixtures up in a minute and we can have a little go through and have some predictions. Haller, not enough of support and decent delivery to him. He's not a channel runner. Players need to get closer to him. Yeah, and that is what me and JP were saying last night, weren't we? That, someone needs to gamble. Someone needs to gamble that he's going to win the header, gamble that he's going to bring it down. and lay them off, and then, you know, 9 times out of 10 he might not, but that 1 time out of 10 that he does do it could lead to a goal. And that's where, again, maybe it's because Bowen, Fornals haven't played with him enough, you know, and they haven't, you know, learned the flicks. And like with Antonio, you know what you're going to get. He's going to run that channel. He's going to burst into the box, and if you're in the box for him, he'll try and cut it back for you. Or if you're running down the line, he's going to be in the box for you. And maybe that's what it is. It's just that, I hate to use the word chemistry, but, you know, there's a lack of that when Haller's playing because, again, he's not played enough. Nice to see it's not just me that has the internet issues. Yeah, it does get a bit wobbly on a Sunday in Benfleet, I have to say. Once again, it's opposition manager that makes the changes to turn the game around while Moyes sits back and does nothing. Pep did the same last week, drives me crazy. Yeah, again, valid point, Tom. You know, Moyes, renowned for not making changes, isn't he? Only when he's forced into it does it happen. The only sort of thing that I will say for Man City and Liverpool, their benches and their options that they can bring on are a lot better than what West Ham can bring on. You know, when you're bringing on Jota, who has just been a revelation since he's gone now, you know, they're always going to have a little bit more. Even Shaqiri, you know, Shaqiri goes into the West Ham team. You know, he might not particularly be a starter for Liverpool, but he would definitely be a starter for us if he was there. With Man City last week, Phil Foden's one of the best young players in the country. And, you know, and the fact that you can bring off Aguero and players like that and without Jesus and things like that, it's very hard to compare us with the substitutions like that. Well, someone's messaged me on Twitter. I'm assuming they want to come on the show, maybe. Oh, what is this? Oh, JP, I think you might want to take a look at these players coming to the end of their contract. Oh, when someone private messaged you. Oh, that's a really naughty picture you've just sent me there, JP. You shouldn't be sending me those sort of pictures on Twitter. Right, anyway, I said I was going to do a little sort of mini review of our results so far. And I think it'd be quite a fun way to look back at it. So, you know, we played Newcastle right at the beginning, didn't we? A 2-0 loss. I don't think we was quite ready for that, you know. Very lackluster performance. Newcastle had new players buzzing around. And, yeah, I just don't think we was ready for that, guys. What about you? What do you make of the Newcastle game? I'll tell you what, I'm going to do that, and I'll have my voice over it. So Kent Hammer says, Ben Rama must start versus Fulham, was open door when onus is on us to win on a break. Agreed, Tommy. We only make subs in the 88th minute when you're leading and you're trying to waste time, not equalise. And JP says, sorry, I'm winding him up. Yeah, so after that, we played Charlton in the cup game, which was, again, brilliant performance from us. We'll stick onto the league mainly, though. Premier League, the Arsenal game, very, very unlucky in that game, very unfortunate. You know, but we were winning in the cup, and I think that's the most important thing, you know. And since that Arsenal game, we beat Hull, we beat Wolves, we beat Everton, you know, and then into October, obviously, beat Leicester, drew with Tottenham, drew with Manchester City, and, you know, last night we lost to Liverpool. So, you know, if you go back, actually, you know, we talk about 4 in the league undefeated. In all fixtures, we was actually 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Oh no, because the Everton game kills it. Yeah, so 4 games undefeated it was. But yeah, you know, to actually only have lost we've lost 1, 2, 3, 4 games in 9, is it? That's not bad, you know, considering the fixtures we've got. And then we look ahead, right? So we look ahead. Fulham on Saturday night. What a terrible time to kick off. You know, I want to watch Strictly Come Dancing. At that time, I want to watch Strictly Come Dancing. I don't want to be watching West Ham at 8 o'clock at night. That's too late for me. Then Sunday we play Sheffield United. Then, yes, the Villa game is after that, and then we can go ahead slightly further. Manchester United, they're there for the taking. Leeds is a bit dodge. Palace, Chelsea look fantastic again. Brighton and Southampton, you know, there's some winnable games in there. There really, really is. Right, back in the chat. Newcastle was a shambles as we weren't prepared, and they had new player bounce against a very disorganised West Ham. Yeah, and you know, we changed formation since then as well. We have Benrahma and Lanzini on the bench who, unlike Bowen and Fornells, can carry the ball to feet and go past people. Would have gave us a better chance to punish them on the counter attack. Definitely, mate. You know, just that little bit more pace and a little bit more power might have opened up something. But you know, this is all hindsight. But yeah, I totally agree, mate, with what you're saying. You know, there's valid arguments for both. You know, not making a sub and making a sub at the time. Because, like I say, if you think you're going to get a point at Anfield, you maybe bottle it a little bit potentially. I'm just looking here. So JP's just sent me some players that are out of contract in the next few weeks. Is that the end of the season? Is it these ones? So you got Memphis Depay, Milik. I like actually. So this guy, Ardukzu Milik, good player. Remember him for the Euros. Oh look, always linked with us. Musa Mariga, another one potentially worth looking at. Josh King. I definitely think we should go in for him. I know JP's got different opinions, but quite a lot of you do think that. I'm just looking out who else I would go for it. Obviously, Antonio's in there as well. Who else? He's quite a good player, actually. Lucas Vazquez, whether he'd come to West Ham or not, who knows? Oh, Benteke, God no. Oh, do you remember him? Stefan Jovic. Danny Welbeck, God no. That's a typical old days West Ham one, that is. Yeah, there's a few there, mate. That's an interesting little thing. Unfortunately, Moyes just hopes we hang on grimly for the point. Yeah, like I say, mate, I can see why he did it, though. I can see why he did it. And I'm contradicting myself here because I always say you should set up to win and not set up to not lose or, you know, not or to draw, for example. So I'm contradicting myself. But a point yesterday would have been a fantastic point. I think just, you know, it was just a great goal. It was a great goal yesterday. You can't take nothing away from the way Jota took that goal and the Shaqiri pass. Just we were caught out, unfortunately. Benteke, the Poundland, Carlton Cole. Jesus Christ, no, please, not Benteke. I'm just looking at if there's much news, to be honest with it. There's not really much. It's a lot of like saying that it wasn't a penalty and West Ham and Leicester wire, Luka Jovic loan, 200 million takeover. Yeah, there's nothing really that major, to be honest with you. Some Arthur Masuaku stuff, but yeah, it's pretty dead, to be honest with you. So it might not be as long a show as I thought. Whichever striker we sign, he has to be someone who can slot in seamlessly to our system when Antonio's out. For me, that's Josh King. I think Josh King is a big guy, pacey, bit of a bully, good finisher. And you wouldn't say he's a natural striker like Antonio's not. His finishing's come on a lot, and you know his positioning and sense of awareness in the box has come on. But you wouldn't say he's a killer. You know what I mean? He's not a killer striker. But again, who knows? Listen, I was right, wasn't I? Before lockdown, I said that Antonio would get 6 goals in the next 10 games of what was left in the season. He went and got 8, didn't he? So that just proved me right. I know. I think Paul was laughing at me at the time, thinking that Antonio weren't capable of getting that amount of goals, but he certainly went on. He went on to do it, didn't he? I'm not going to go on for too long, guys, because I don't want to just ramble about nothing. Unless you guys have got some serious topics that you want me to cover, I won't go on for too long because, like I said, I don't want to ramble. There's no point when me and Paul can discuss it in a podcast on Wednesday. Having done so well from our tough run of fixtures, it would be so disappointing to not pick up a few wins in our next run of games. It is, mate, and this will, you know, these next few games defines if we've progressed mentally as a club. You know, it's all good and well getting up for the big games. You know, but it's easy to wake up in the morning and go, yeah, we're playing Liverpool, yeah, we're playing Man City, yeah, we're playing Tottenham, you know, etc., etc., etc. And you know, Wolves and Leicester, you know, they're teams that are, you know, teams that it's quite easy to get up for because they're quite good teams at me. Fulham game, we're expected to win, And, you know, maybe we'll have a little bit more possession. It's what we can do with the ball. You know, we're very good at sitting back and counter-attacking. What about when we've got to press the game and, you know, we will maybe have 50, 60% of possession. And that's what will be the big test. Sheffield United is always, you know, a little bit tasty, that game. Yeah, mate. So we'll know where we are as a club in the next 3 games' time. We really will. And yes, Villa have had a great start to the season. And you know, old West Ham, you would go, oh yeah, Ollie Watkins is going to tear us a new one because it's a player we were linked with, and it would just be typical of that to happen to us. But, you know, we can't fear Villa. We can't go into that game thinking, oh yeah, they've got Jack Grealish, Ross Barkley looks like he's doing really good for them, Ollie Watkins looks good. We can't go into that game fearing Villa in a few weeks' time. We've got to go in and, you know, grab them by the scruff of the neck. Do you think the Fulham game is make or break for Haller if he doesn't perform in that one? Yeah, Fulham and Sheffield United, I'd give him 2 games. 2 games to see where he is at that. But I think, you know, if he doesn't do enough, I think he will be out the door in January. And, you know, I wouldn't be too heartbroken. I'm not saying he's a bad player. I just don't think he suits our system, and maybe he's not quite right for the Premier League. You know, he will go on and be a good striker somewhere, and he'll probably go on and score 25 goals for someone else, you know, back in Germany, or, you know, a slightly lower French team or Spanish team, for example. But if it doesn't suit us, and it doesn't suit Moyes the way Moyes wants to play, then you have to get him out the door. You have to cut your losses and get someone in that Moyes does trust and will suit Moyes' system, you know, who can come in when Antonio's not there. So, yeah, 2 games to, you know, maybe score some goals or assist a couple of goals, then you're back in the thinking. But, yeah, and I didn't want to say it, but, yeah, I don't think there's much left of a future for Haller. But who knows? Who knows? I hope I'm proven wrong. I don't want him to fail. You know, I want him to succeed. I want him to score 20 goals a season. But I don't know, mate. I just don't think it's going to work out, mate. 4-3-3 versus Fulham, Sheffield United, Bowen, Haller and Benrahma. Fonel's in the middle with, yeah, mate, yeah. But who would you play left back then, Kent? Would you be putting Cresswell there, or would you be putting Masuaku there? Because Masuaku has been fantastic, hasn't he, in that left wing back role? And so has Cresswell at left centre back. So one of them would have to be dropped in that scenario. And for you, who would that be? Let me know. Yeah, I see where you're going with that, though. In terms of that formation, I would like to see that sort of, you know, that middle diamond, middle triangle sort of thing with Rice and Souček sitting, and then Fonel sits there just behind Haller, so he can be the one sort of, maybe he'll get more of the ball there as well, so that he can sort of spray it to Bowen, spray it to Benrahma, and then they can, you know, do Haller's running for him and create the goal scoring opportunities for him, which would be, you know, very beneficial for him and West Ham if that chemistry was to work. Not much else going on there, guys, in the chat. Yeah, so I'm going to wrap it up, guys, unless something comes in a minute. I'm going to wrap it up purely because, like I say, no point rambling. We'll let some news come out, you know, in terms of build up for the Fulham game. And it'd be nice when Paul's on so we can talk to Paul. If any of you guys want to come on the show in a few weeks' time or next weekend, let me know. And it'd be nice to chat to you, building up. Kent says, Cresswell left back for better defensive shape. Haller just to stay the width of the post. Wasn't Haller. Okay, thank you guys for tuning in today. Sorry, why does everyone hate Haller? If anyone thinks he's a bad player, I'm wrong. We just don't play the system that works for him. Yesterday, we tried to play the way from Mikel Antonio and doesn't suit Haller. Not saying he's a bad player. I've not said he's a bad player. I just don't think he suits the way we're not setting up for him. Moyes doesn't want to set up for him. So if that is the case, you know, Moyes is going to be our manager probably for the next year or two. And you've got to allow him to, you know, experiment and do what he wants to do. And I know that's, you know, you may be losing a £45 million player. You may be losing a striker that will go somewhere else and score 25 goals. You know, look at Chicharito. Chicharito, wherever he went, was scoring 15 to 20 goals. Comes to West Ham, we don't play his system. It didn't work for him. Not his fault. Chicharito is not a bad player. But if it doesn't suit what the manager wants, then you have to cut your losses and go with someone that is going to play, because otherwise you're paying a lot of money, mate. Wasn't there a pass from Haller which led to Fonel's goal? I think so, mate. Yeah, I think so. Masuaku did really well down that side. I think it was, but didn't Bowen release Masuaku? No, but maybe. Yeah, Bowen released Masuaku. Masuaku crossed it in. Gomez out, and then it was edge of the box. Maybe. I think I'll need to rewatch the goal, mate. Yeah, so we sit. I think it's 13th at the minute. Not bad. Not bad, you know. Considering the fixtures we had, I thought we'd be sitting in the bottom three, maybe on only 2, maybe maximum 3 points. The fact that we're sitting on 8 points after those games is a credit to the team for putting in the shift that it has and finally finding a sort of system that does work. But again, it's all down to this Mikel Antonio thing now. If we go and lose to Fulham, Sheffield United, Villa, whatever, 3 in a row, or you know, don't get 2 wins out the next 3, you're looking at it thinking, was it worth it that beginning? Do you know what I mean? It becomes a bit pointless. Anyway, I'm going to wrap it up, guys. Thank you so much for joining me this morning. Sorry it's short. Usually, you know, we do go on for an hour or so and have a really good chat, but I don't want to just try and make things up. There's not much to talk about. You know, we've discussed the Liverpool game, and we will look forward to the Fulham game in the weekend. Join us for the podcast on Wednesday. If you haven't subscribed already, please do. Let's get JP to 2,000 subscribers as well. Get his subscriber count up. Get us up to 4,000. That is our next milestone. Until then, guys, come on your minds. Keep believing. Let's go.